It's been a long wait for CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk 2077. It entered pre-production in 2016, but the developer had announced the project back in 2012. Since then, it's seen several delays, the addition of Keanu Reeves, and a few changes. Now set to release on November 19th for Xbox One, PS4, and PC, what are some of the things we can't wait to do? Let's go over 15 of them here. Character creation. Memes aside about spending hours and hours making the perfect character, Cyberpunk 2077 offers a litany of different options for character creation. There are various body types and voices, followed by different hairstyles, eyes, ears, scars, teeth, makeup, hair color, and so on. That's not even mentioning all the body customization options or the ability to add up to 8 pieces of cyberware. What we're trying to say is, all the memes are true and we'll probably spend forever making the perfect V. Moving on. Exploring each life path. When starting a playthrough, the player is presented with 3 different life paths: Corpo, Nomad, and Street Kid. While these may seem like your standard backgrounds, they're actually a bit more involved. Each character has their own story leading up to the whole mess with Johnny Silverhand that you'll actually play through. So you'll be chilling as a Corpo in Arasaka, traversing the streets with Jackie as a Street Kid, or venturing from the Badlands to Night City as a Nomad. This means different NPCs and choices affecting one's playthrough significantly, and we can't wait to see what's in store. Casually driving around. The world is big, but it's not that big. There's still quite a bit to explore, mind you, but regardless, it'll be a joy to cruise around inside and outside Night City. Put on some tunes, observe the various sights and crimes around you, and admire everything the world has to offer. Since random events can occur while exploring the world, who knows what could pop up. Rampage GTA style. Of course, if you want to cut loose and go on a rampage like Grand Theft Auto, that's also possible. CD Projekt Red feels the number of options available in missions will make players reconsider a bloodthirsty approach. But even if you go nuts, there will be other consequences, like the NCPD hunting you down, and there are no pushovers. Annoy a particular megacorp too much and it might even put a bounty on your head, prompting the police to hunt you down. But when one is fully kitted out and in the mood for mayhem, these systems could allow for some interesting challenges. Death races. Though the developer hasn't explicitly outlined it, screenshots seem to point towards death races being a thing. Modify your car with armor plating, outfit it with weapons, and attempt to beat the competition, and maybe win the race as well. This seems to be something primarily done in the Badlands, especially since vehicles there rely on infrared sensors to navigate. Either way, we need it. Collecting cars. There are 29 car models in total with endless varieties available, including Nomad variants with their lack of windshields and devices to safeguard against landmines. To that end, building up a fancy collection will be possible thanks to a garage. How many vehicles can fit remains to be seen, but owning numerous cars and motorcycles and possibly being able to view your entire collection at once should be nice. Heavy cyberware usage. The beauty of a setting like this is the cyberware. You can add mantis blades that will emerge from B's forearm, improve movement speed with micro rotors, activate bullet time when your health gets low with reflex tuners, and even activate witch time when successfully avoiding an attack. These are just a few of the options, and while there may be repercussions, potentially cyberpsychosis, we wouldn't mind a playthrough that's about cramming as much cyberware into V as possible. Attempting a full melee build. The melee combat is still being polished and improved, but regardless of the result, we'll still attempt a full melee build, wielding a thermal katana, mantis blades, fisticuffs, or some combination of all these throughout the entire game. It will be difficult, you can't exactly duel with a helicopter or snipers, but it must be done. Underground fighting. If you want to flirt with melee combat without committing to it for an entire playthrough, don't worry. There are plenty of ways to test your martial arts prowess, including underground fights. You can run into NPCs seeking fighters for their underground ring. Cyberspace adventures. Along with Night City and the Badlands, there's also cyberspace, a separate digital space to explore. Even cooler is that one can summon different creatures and fighters to help out during combat. Just how deep the cyberspace combat goes remains to be seen, but if there's collecting, upgrading, and outfitting a cyber army involved, it should be fun. Scanner hustles. Different life paths will determine how V starts out, but within Night City, anything goes. Along with side jobs and gigs, pay attention to the Night City Police Department scanner hustles, which includes tracking down different bounty targets for some easy money. You can even pick up cyberware that lets you scan random people on the street and see who has a bounty on their head. Gang activities. There's a pretty good variety of gangs in Night City, each with their own territory, conflicts, and weaponry. While you can't join one, various jobs may put you in contact with a gang. Complete these and there may be a slight power shift. Fighting a gang also won't lock you off from doing jobs for them, but it may impact future interactions. With each having their own intriguing stories, from the Voodoo Boys and their attempts to break the Black Wall, to the Maelstrom and their obsession with cybernetic augmentation, there are plenty of unique characters to meet. Collecting legendary weapons. An impressive array of weapons awaits players, from power weapons that can punch through walls to smart weapons with tracking bullets. However, there are different loot tiers, including legendary weapons which have unique perks. The catch is that an NPC may own one, prompting you to decide if it's worth killing them for the same. Collecting shards. What's the story behind Night City? What's going on with the Black Wall, the free AIs, and the Badlands? There's plenty to glean from the environment and characters, but for actual lore, there are shards. Given all the interesting lore surrounding the Cyberpunk tabletop RPG, it'll be interesting to scour the entire city for shards and learn more about the world. Reaching the top of Night City. As with most open worlds, one can't resist climbing to the very top and looking down on it all. Night City has a more vertical design with skyscrapers and buildings added onto existing structures left and right. Finding the top of all this and admiring the view is just something we can never get enough of. And that wraps it up. If you like what we are doing, please consider subscribing to our channel, and don't forget to switch on the bell notification icon. That way you will never miss out on any of our videos.